know this is early in the morning. I know it's pretty early right now. But I have to give y'all the meat and potatoes. Um, Herb Gotti and Murder Inc. They're doing the. Just to be clear, I'll be right. They're doing the rise and fall, the redemption of Murder Inc. story Tuesday, August 9th at 9 o'clock Central Time. Five-part documentary on BET about Murder Inc. And part of the situation that played a part to their fall was a situation that happened with Supreme. Not the old Supreme, but the newer Supreme. When Supreme Court is newer case. Um, it's been a Supreme summer all summer long. We have Nas, this is Supreme team, so they gave us it gave us a story. Those that don't know, okay, we got to hear them speak, their history. Now they go into the meat and potatoes about the Murder Inc. situation. They got one. Hold on. And then we go into the meat and potatoes of the situation. But we're speaking about um, um, Lucas Stevens. I guess they call him Spoon. He's doing the man. He's doing a documentary of the actually of the case, um, the trial, Supreme's last trial. So get into the get down. Um, this is commentary. I have audio from Crown Court TV of why Supreme's in jail. And Murder Inc. might come up in this conversation. Some of this audio you're gonna physically see on BET because it played a part to Supreme's case and why his situation. Now, to be clear, I knew somebody that was running over Murder Inc. My man Dirk. My man Dirk was running over Murder Inc. It was a good time. He grew up in Hollis. Um, he ran with them when they was on the 336 album was popping, top of the morning, love is love, it's facts. Um, it's where hip hop goes wrong. We learned a lot. We learned a lot in the Nas documentary that Supreme they had a relationship with Murder Inc. since the 90s and not just the 2000s. I'm talking about the early 90s, not just the late 2000s or late 90s. So it's a lot of information. But part of the Murder Inc. case was they was trying to say that Supreme gave them money to create Murder Inc. when that wasn't a fact. But they had to fight that. They had to prove that. They had to pay for that. And they went through, and that plays a large part to what's going to go on with BET. Free Supreme McGriff. It's a lot. It's the story of a man who came home, had an idea, had a plan, wanted to make a movie, wanted to make a transition in life, but so they still got caught up in the streets a little bit, allegedly. We have police on his back, but we can't put our hands on it because we can't be conspiracy theories, but some things just make common sense. But he's gonna have to fight for that. It's gonna cost him money to prove that you had overzealous cops, certain overzealous cops that just want to make a name for themselves. Because Supreme was the last piece to the Officer Burns situation. They always tried to put his name in that mix of Officer Burns. A lot of law enforcement officers, their kids grew up hating Supreme. You know what I'm saying? Like Fat Cat. People were surprised that Fat Cat made this parole board. That means that Fat Cat could be free a couple of summers from now. Now, to get to the meat and potatoes of the situation, in the words of my man Pete, who always says it's to the meat and potatoes, to the nitty gritty. It's how it's an unstricken mentality. Um, this is all New York culture, and we appreciate that a lot of you guys plug into this New York culture. The reason why we are a polo for is because I represent this New York culture. Now you may go, well, Ralph Lauren, he's not from Bed-Stuy. It's not about Ralph Lauren being from Bed-Stuy. It's about a group of guys that call themselves the low lives that created a culture that at one point people said, nah, dudes in Brooklyn wear polo because low lives. They had other groups, but low lives definitely shines. And if you watch Kanan, one of the shows that 50 Cent have, the cousin, the girl, she's a lowlife. She's actually, you know what I'm saying? She's a lowlife on the show. Salute. So, this is just, pushing our culture forward, educating you that don't know. The lowlives in New York City, or probably across the whole United States of America, transformed what boosting was. Because it wasn't about boosting to buy a bag of dope. Dudes was always boosting paying rent. Some dudes was boosting boats. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, coming out of Brooklyn. These dudes was making thousands of dollars off of boosting. They revolutionized the boosting game. Definitely shout out to Brooklyn, man. Shout out to the low lives. If you're not in tune with what the low lives is, definitely shout out to Krieger Bailey. Get in tune with, watch that show. The cousin, the girl, remember the girl, Kenneth. She's a low life. She's from Queens. Exactly, Finesse Enterprise in the building. So we're just giving you a little bit of New York history. You go, what's a low life? Oh, now it was the boosting. It's a team that it wasn't just that they was boosting. It was a point in time when dudes said, yo, dudes from Brooklyn wear polo because of their low lives. Exactly. That's what dudes said at one point in time. So definitely shout out to Crown Heights. Shout out to Marcus Covey, Village of Brownsville. Definitely shout out to the whole Brooklyn. Shout out to my man Rudy Lowe. Definitely Sport Lowe. Because we have to represent for the coach. That's New York polo. Exactly. Because it's the low game. See, one thing, right? The internet can create many things. We can create characters. We can put our mouths. We can be crazy. But one thing is, you are who you are. See, one thing about the game is you is who you are. And when you're sitting back from a real glass, you see it. So it's like you don't got time for the. Some things just got to make sense. What did it do, Lamar Green? Some things just got to make sense, right? We about to get to the meat and potatoes, right? You can't tell me that you can't tell me you calling somebody a snitch. No, I didn't know he was telling. But you actually did the person's paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So where's your integrity, your morals, your personal? So this is what I tell people. Yeah, listen to people. When people get mad and they start running their mouth, that's the whole thing with getting people upset. That's why I like getting people upset. They start running their mouth and they don't think before they talk, and boom. So how am I supposed to take you serious? Think about what you just said. You did a person's paperwork. You know what I'm saying? My situation with that was boom, focus on that. I never, you know what I'm saying? You could be as solid as a rock, but on real time, that's like me saying, yo, I knew son was telling, but I told son to go cop 5 ounces of me. You know what I'm saying? I knew son was telling, but I told son to go buy 5 ounces of me. There's nothing, at some point, everybody has a point of weakness, a point of neediness. When a person's in a point of neediness, when they have a service, when they provide a service, they put things to the side, bro. When they put things to the side, the game changes, right? The game changes because then there's no principles there. Now this is a business. But in the life of crime, there's no business. You can't doctor up a person's situation to make it look like this is not what they're doing. I don't have. But if you're gonna pick targets, pick certain targets. Oh, but now I know why he ain't your target. I never knew that. See? One thing about this finesse, I never knew that was his target. I never knew that situation. Because I'm not a jail nigga. I don't know. I never had to deal with jailhouse lawyers. Why would I have to deal with a jailhouse lawyer? I copped out about 4 years. It ain't about being a super gangster and super this, super that. I know a bunch of official niggas that was fishy behind that glass when they came to them police. That was fishy. Funny money. They start crying, breaking down, doing the baby. Yo, huh? What? I know a bunch of dudes that told on themselves they co-defendant and then tried to recant their stories. I know a bunch of dudes that did that. Yeah. Yeah. But the funny part was, exactly, the funny part with that was, when I seen that because I was looking on the internet about the Wild Bunch, and that popped up. I didn't know nobody else, but that doesn't matter where I got it from. Look what came out of that. What? Yeah, dudes is dirty, man. But then, forget him. They got the relationship between Quarterfield and the cop. That's even crazy. It's the police talking. So it's not even about him and his response. It's about information. And this isn't even throwing dirt, but you can't, what I'm trying to tell dudes, you can't tell these young boys, yo, boom, 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 and save your life, don't do this, that, and that. But at the end of the road, because you're preparing them to do some dumb shit and tell. You know what I'm saying? The facts. But this wasn't about him this morning. It's a difference between paying the police to get away from you, to give you information, and yo, that's my competition upstairs. He got 5 bricks on the 5th floor. So you gotta understand, you gotta listen to, I tell dudes, you have to be very mindful and listen to these dudes when they run their mouth. Because with dudes, you can't let the internet tell you what's real. That's the thing. You cannot allow the internet to tell you what's real. Oh, he said he did 10 years. Nobody ever heard of you. Everybody go with that shit. Oh, nobody ever heard of it. That's the internet. But think about the dudes that say they never heard about you. What was you doing before you went to jail? I was smoking crack. What was you doing before you went to jail? I was homeless. What was you doing before you went to jail? Oh, I was fucked up. What was you doing before you jail? Oh, I was stressed out and I killed. Oh, so y'all wasn't doing much of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Jail saved your lives. See, that's the story. The only difference was there was an engine created that gave you a name. And now it gave a lane for a lot of homeless individuals. And then y'all create this homeless fraternity, and then y'all pick and choose what's real. Doesn't make sense, right? How come a bunch of dudes that go to the feds in the 90s, they don't run their mouth about, they're not doing it. Because money cats went to the feds in the 90s. It wasn't like how it is now. Back in the days, when you said you caught a fed charge, your son was getting money. Or he was a part of an engine that was getting money. That was the difference. I know dudes that did 20 years in the feds that don't know what Greenhaven looked like. I know dudes that did 10 years in the feds that don't know what Attica looked like. Doesn't even know what downstate looked like. But this is just education, man. So you gotta know, I can't tell you what to listen to. I can't tell you I can't do that. I'm just telling you my reality. I just never been one to listen to shit like that. I know dudes that took millions and never seen jail. But That's not what the show is based about. I just to touch on that just a little bit. Tomorrow, we're gonna interview me, Charlotte D. Was to interview Kayambo, hip hop since 1978. Joshua, he's part of Rockaway. He was Rockefeller Records first A&R. He used to play, he's from Harlem actually. He's from West Harlem, but the middle of the block. Because of where he lived at, he had to go to school on the east side. Very well versed. He was, you know what I'm saying? I've been kicking, exactly. We were kicking the Willie Bobo. We know a lot of people. He was younger than me, but the same history, man. He's definitely an East. He know about the East. He know a lot about the East Side. He played basketball. A lot of dudes in our generation was into basketball. That was the thing, being a point guard. You know a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying? The same people that played basketball. I wasn't really a baller, but my man was a baller, 96 Street and all that. And it's funny because he knew somebody that I knew. And his name was Eddie Elisima. I used to play ball with him every other day. 96th Street. He used to be cool with little Jeffrey, you know. 96th Street every day. You know what I'm saying? He went to Georgia Tech. He played 4 years for Georgia Tech. My man, what's his name, Eric, he played with Stephon Marbury. Got drafted by the Supersonics but went elsewhere. Dude from a guy that I played basketball with. Doesn't make me an NBA pro, not at all. I sucked. But my man Brian was nice, Kessler was nice, 5-footer was nice, Heck was nice, Dave was nice, Black was nice, running on full courts on 96th Street right there. And then my man Yusuf was nice. Yes, we had the Castle too. You know about the Castle. The Castle was on the Upper East Side by like 91st Street in Madison. Hunter High School, their basketball court. Remember, I live on the borderline of the Upper East Side. Now, I'll give you a rough draft, so he should be on the show tomorrow. I'm gonna do a StreamYard. We'll get him on StreamYard. We're gonna talk about. We're just gonna talk some New York shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, back to the content. Just to give you a heads up to what's real right now. Murder Inc. documentaries coming out. We got Preem. I got some court transcript audio of why Preem's in the situation that he's going through allegedly right now. Like I said, Lucas Stevens, Spoon, follow him. Shout out to Queens. He has the next documentary coming out, the actual court cases. Follow the brother. This is all official Queens all summer. Shout out to Nas. We're not gonna make unofficial official no more. That's not the move right now. We're not gonna make unofficial official. We're not doing that no more. That's what happened the last time. We started making unofficial official and everything clashed. Nothing's you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Info Markets. Shout out to Man Do. Anything official, we're gonna salute. Anything that's unofficial, we just gotta who? You gotta go, what? What's his storyline? Oh, okay. He's just a gang member. Okay, gotcha. What? We're not doing that no more. We got into the habit of making things unofficial official because we think they got names. Exactly. But one thing that Man Do did, he got himself out of jail without telling. He got 200 years, over 200 years, took it off his sentence without nobody doing 30 years. Yeah, 9-5, I was in the H. My little form, my shout out to Pumpkin, you know what I'm saying? I told you, I'm trying to get out of jail. The last of my thing was me sitting in the penitentiary longer than a year. I had money to get back to. It was $1 million block. There's no way I was going to attempt to get me any more jail time than I had to. $1 million block, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? The ships is crazy. allegedly sometimes 10,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I didn't care because when I was at ACM, they took the free phones out that year, so you had to have actually commissary to touch the phone. So the phone was sitting all day. A lot of dudes wasn't touching that jack. They had no money in their commissary. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes was humbling themselves for a phone call. Yo, bro, I gotta call my big moms. Niggas wasn't talking niggas up for the phone because you had to have money in your commissary. That was the year ACM where I was at. You had to have money. Well, I never seen the phone sit so long in my life. You know what I'm saying? Dead ass. Niggas had access to the phone like it was not your whole apartment be doing to make a phone call. They used to be sitting. Because the only people that could really touch the phone all day was those who had commissary. Because they was taking the money out your commissary. So you know what I'm saying? They was playing, that phone was dangling. That shit was hanging, bro. No, it wasn't, yo, and you seen there were dudes that got bodies. They couldn't touch that phone. They had they peoples was that's what I mean. I'm a Harlem nigga, East Harlem nigga. I had $3,000, my man put 3 racks in my comments. Say, here, see, have a good time. Had the headphones. I ain't cut nothing. I had Sony headphones. I was up to date to the hip hop shit. I had visits. I was able to call somebody. Niggas used to hate my guts. Some niggas used to hate me. Like, look at me like I was crazy. Like, cause they look like, yo, if this was, if the phone, and some people look at it like, if the phones wasn't free, then you won't have no phone time. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't the case, because I wasn't giving my phone card up. That wasn't the type of game, the type of time. I knew too many real niggas. I had Lefty in the back with the Spanish niggas, and a couple of good blacks from the front. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't happening. Yo, son. Yeah, I tried to be nice, a couple of good times, good nigga phone call, but I see how that shit go. You start, niggas start tapping too much. Yo, I gotta call my baby, my whole flag on the play, bro. I'm paying for this shit. This ain't happening. You walk around mad all you want. We can go with this is gonna go south. And that's when I realized a bum's gonna be a bum. And needy nigga's gonna be a needy nigga. And y'all gotta get that to your brain. A needy nigga's gonna be a needy nigga, son. Telling me too much. Yo, I gotta call my baby mom. I mean, listen, dude. You done called her 3 times, we're in the 5 bubbles. If she can't put money in your books, I don't know what to tell you. She don't love you, my nigga. You gotta be real. She hate me about this. Bro, she may not love you, bro. If she can't put money on your books, bro, we in the 5 bubbles. If she can't hop on the train and drop some money on your books, she don't care about you, bro. Move on. You're looking at 7 or 8 years anyway, my nigga. But you think that my heart on B&C felony money is gonna have you on your phone with her all day? That's not gonna happen. And that's why I learned you can't be nice to bum niggas. And this is just a fact. Bum niggas gonna be a bum regardless. Needy niggas gonna be needy niggas. The needy nigga is always in the field to be in the need to be needy. And until we change, you can't change a needy nigga. So that was my response to what old boy said in his little car 20 minutes ago. See, when you get mad, you start, when you do all that shit, you gotta be mindful what the fuck you saying. And that's what I love doing. My man says, see, you always do it to these sucker niggas. I said, it ain't that he says, I'm not saying he's soft. He just don't have no principles when all is said. See, a nigga like that is suck a dick for some commissary. You know what I'm saying? A nigga like that, I let a nigga smack him on the ass for some top in the yard. Because there's no way you're doing somebody's paperwork and you're reading a told and you wait to come home to say, yo, you're a rat. You know what I'm saying? But you did his paperwork. You know what I'm saying? This is all, there's no secret in the discovery. Gotta be mindful, niggas ain't disciplined enough, bro. Having discipline takes a lot. Overreacting and yo, bro, this is what get these niggas killed, man. One thing about black, I never been a nigga that ever got overreacted. I might curse your ass out, but I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna make myself sound stupid. So that's to that. 21 gun salute, stupid. You just told me that you'll suck a dick up north. If you did a nigga paperwork that rat, they come home and say you're a rat, then you a nigga that'll suck a nigga off in the yard. Yo, son, let's go to the bathhouse. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what you just did. Yo, I'm fucked up. My girl ain't sending me. I ain't getting no packages, but this nigga got the bag. He's getting some dope. He getting some money. He got some commissary. I heard he had a big chain up north. I heard he had the chains up north. So I know he was getting commissary. Yo, I'm gonna make it where niggas can't say you snitching. The clerk. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Don't do that. I don't gotta be disrespectful. It's a fact. Every nigga I seen doing that up north would do something strange for a little bit of change. You know what I'm saying? Now they gonna mop the ass, son, because you tell niggas facts and they get mad. When you get mad, but I didn't know. Bro, this is God on the truth. I just said you should take shots at these niggas and you started going in all these nigga paperwork. Huh? Definitely. Just, you know what I'm saying? This is, when you overreact sometimes and you call yourself being a real nigga, you gotta think about what you're saying when you're being a real nigga. Understand what you just said. You can't say fuck rats and you did a rat paperwork. You can't say that. Stop confusing the people. Don't confuse the people that don't know no better. I know better. Well, doesn't mean nothing to me. We don't do no business. You know what I'm saying? I just feel sorry for the niggas you got mad at that didn't send you no money. The niggas you went and told dirty secrets about that didn't do nothing for you. Yo, such and such fuck your girl. Yo, such and such, that's a nigga who robbed your house. I feel sorry for them niggas. Those are the niggas I feel sorry for. Yeah, see, I'm a block nigga. I know you niggas. And he did the paperwork. Had to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't take nothing from Luke. I just did a video. You know what I'm saying? But needless to say, we off that type of time. I just have to, somewhat summarize that. When I see dudes do that, when I see dudes do shit under pressure, see some dudes that's fucked up. I done seen dudes take their chain to the pawn shop, get some money, they go buy some grams. It's not work. I see some dudes snatch a yappa chain, rob a house, get back on. Then I see some dudes go to the village. I see some dudes go downtown. Not me, but dudes that, yo son, I be on, and I be in Greenwich. Yo, I stay in Greenwich, boy. What you Greenwich Village? Nah, I'm chilling. They find a way to get their money back. There's a lot of little thug niggas you see coming through 10th Street like, yo, so what the fuck you doing? Yo, son, what the fuck you doing on 10th? Yo, my man, he got a co-op over here. Dudes do something strange, cause some dudes don't have the hustle on them. So they put everything to the side. But they real niggas. I know a bunch of real niggas I seen do some weird shit. I see some bunch of killers. One weekend some dudes bought a bunch of bottles allegedly. And we went to the crib, figuring they had more money, and we see 2-3 real niggas getting high with them. Like, these niggas walking around with like shirts off and shit. This shit was weird. I'm like, yo, son, I can't look at niggas the same. You know what I'm saying? No, see, don't think I'm doing nothing funny in here. Bro, listen, man. I just came to get a couple of I'm out of here. Bro. So we done seen that before. So we done seen niggas at their weakest times. That's why we laugh at dudes. They're like, come on, my nigga, I seen you. Looking all paranoid, looking all crazy. Shit, told you niggas don't open the door, you stupid motherfucker. You open the door. Yo! Yo, son, what type of shit is this? So I understand, but that's what I mean about dudes putting everything to the side when they fucked up. That's the type of weird shit that be going on, yo, for the next. That's these old niggas be getting high. Because, I'm gonna tell you something, we gonna leave the other nigga alone. Before I get to Preem. Back in the days, a lot of guys got high. So we needed somebody's house to get high at. A lot of guys used to try to hide their getting. Little crew, you had crews that got high. Dudes that get together and they'll hang out at somebody's house and they'll sniff coke, smoke wools, and it's where they party at. But nobody wants to admit that they was hanging out in a spot where dudes was getting hot. So they just say other shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that was going on in Bam's crib. Dudes was going to Bam's crib to get high. Bam and Crib had the crib. Everybody up in there. They got some cocaine. They got some dope. They got some, you know what I'm saying? They sprayed exactly, hitting the wool blunts. And then what happens, these niggas got the kids in the crib. And even some of them kids, they probably had sniffing coke and getting high and doing change to a little bit of change. That's what was going on. Yeah, the only spot, there's a bunch of them shits that was running around. I know in the projects, you know, crackhead Betty. That's where the party was at. Crackhead Betty had niggas sleeping on the floor, the couch, and they partying all weekend. You don't know what the fuck is going on in there. You know what I'm saying? This door niggas is partying. So I'm pretty sure on Bam's crib, Jazz, whoever was up in there, they was partying. Doing the things that they're doing, the things that they like to do. You know, but nobody's gonna never say, yo, I hung around some niggas that was smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's gonna put themselves in those salute house. You know what I'm saying? Right? Nobody's gonna ever put themselves in those areas, those arenas. So nigga about to just say, yo, some gay shit going over there. You know what I'm saying? Bam, nigga be bugging out and boom, boom, boom. Yeah, that's being well versed. But we know they in there getting high, they smoking angel dust, they sniffing that cocaine, they smoking woos. The house smell like a fucking Panama. And these niggas, y'all know, anybody that hustle know niggas right around 2 o'clock in the morning. Yo, son, I need a chick. You know what I'm saying? You see the fake pimps where the fake pimps come at. After all, something, and these dudes start snatching up dudes that get high. A lot of them dudes are turning these dudes out to get high. This is how they was having sexual intercourse with a lot of these dudes. I'm not saying we're high seeing them, but that's what dudes was doing. They was turning these niggas out. Told you the cocaine crowd wasn't like how it was now. A motherfucker sniff a bag of dope in your face. Everything was a secret back in the days. So back in the days, a motherfucker really went upstairs. Yeah. J.E. Moneybags is in the building. That's a fact. So now you got a bunch of dudes in the crib and they smoking wools and these dudes got influence. See what he said right there? Dudes that was getting money. We're talking about African Bambaataa when he was Zulu Nation, Beat Street. TV shows, radio, clubs, security for these rappers. They calling him for concerts. The niggas is getting money. These niggas is smoking wools. Some niggas is smoking dope. And some of them niggas like little boys. Not all of them. Or they just like, not even little boys, but they like each other. But now, the young niggas, they got a place to hang out with because these old niggas got style. These are the hip hop niggas. They get me in the club. I'm getting chicks. It's crazy. And that's what happens. That's being well versed about the situation. Y'all keep listening to the story. Y'all keep remixing it. This is what happened. But nobody's never going to admit that they hung around some niggas that got hot. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's never going to sit here and go, yo, I hung with some niggas over there. They was smoking crack and they was doing that and that and that. They was trying to turn niggas out in the crib. Nobody's never going to admit that. Because nobody wants to be considered a fiend. An addict. Yo, son, that son smoked crack, son. I don't give a fuck how good he is. He a crackhead. Nobody want to be told he was that. Even the niggas that y'all know, some of these big gang members, not just Bloods, but Crips and Latin Kings. The only difference with the Latin, it's funny because with the Latin Kings, they already get told that people assume that all kings was dope fiends. But they take that shit on their hop, like, fuck it. Even if they do it or not, boom. Every other race, fuck it, that's what y'all think. But us, we got this weird, and that's what it is, man. My crew didn't get high. We didn't have the fortunalities of having older niggas that we hung around with that got high like that. Because the older niggas that got high like that around us, they began to fall off. So it gave us a chance to move on up. You know what I'm saying? In the ranks. And that's just what happened. That's just what happened. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to J.E. Moneybags is in the building, man. Shout out to the Bronx, 196 Marion. We here, meat and potatoes. We're dealing with facts. If you don't think nobody's getting high in Bam crib, you're bugging out. If y'all don't think that nobody was upstairs in Bam's crib getting high, you bugging out. These are the original hip hop niggas. These are the niggas that Melly Mel was talking about. White lines, be the soul of passion, and it's through your mind. Heart to heart, I think of you. So nobody's gonna admit that shit. Nobody's gonna admit that, finesse. A lot of these niggas that went to jail with habits. Monkeys on their back, cocaine habits, crack habits. Then they became monsters in jail. It's okay because it comes out of you sometime. Yo, when you listen, let me tell you something. When you put somebody in a cage with a bunch of lions, tigers, and bears, you ain't gotta be one. It's a learned behavior. I gotta act like these niggas to survive. Exactly. It was a party. That was the party of it. We dealing with the facts. People had influence, took advantage of those that didn't. Oh shit! See, don't do this with me, right? Shout out to the PT Posse. Shout out to the 131 crew. The crew I went around, right? Graffiti and all this shit first. ACA crew. These niggas was a little more different. They had their own style, you know. They was like graffiti, skateboarding. They respected the OGs, because that's what we do. We respected the OGs, but we watched niggas falling off. So we seen it like that. I can't hang out with this nigga. He smoked crack. We was against that shit because a lot of our parents got high. So we seen in our household how fucked up shit was. Like that. I can't hang out with this nigga. We seen it. So we created our own style. Our popularity came from graffiti. We began to know mad dudes writing graffiti, being fresh, being dipped. See you see the when we went to school with the polo rugby with the polo hat. Book the niggas saluted us, yo son. They wasn't saying son back then, but yo, what up, yo That was that vibe. Y'all may not understand what that feeling looked like. But you had some dudes that grew up in poor communities than I did. That where the woo head that was getting money was the influence. A lot of niggas took advantage of the kids. Not just beat them out their money, but, you know, sorry to say this. You got a nigga that's 40 years old, he's having sex with a 13-year-old, and her parents is allowing that because he's putting groceries on the table. That's real nigga shit to you. You know what I'm saying? But these are the things that was going on in our daily communities. So, I don't know how that Bam Body situation sounds different to you. They had influence. These was legal niggas. Now, we here early in the morning, we're dealing with these stories, we're dealing with some facts. Now I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Damn, the ex-governor. Check out my man Brooklyn Made Podcast. Shout out to Brooklyn Made Podcast, man. He's doing this thing. Shout out to Brooklyn Made 718. You know, Brazil. It's funny because 50 started the algorithm with the Kenneth story. Actually, Bimmy did. We can't take nothing away from Bimmy. Bimmy was one of the first ones where he talked crazy, hard about Queen. Shout out to Queen's Flipper, brought it to a bigger platform when, you know, he interviewed Bimmy. You know, Bimmy been on plenty of platforms. We know about Bimmy, we know Waka, but at a certain time, Bimmy talks. So we can't take away from Bimmy 118. Shout out to Dave Bing. Shout out to OG Charlie. We can't take it away from G. Those are my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole Sufton, but definitely 118 for Sufton and 150. Yo, peace. We here. We just talk about the blocks. You know what I'm saying? My man Butter, Twin, Foch. You know, Mark and Tyrone lastly. We here in Queens. Supreme reputations, highly respected. My man Josh, shout out to Josh. You know what I'm saying? Josh sucked the bullet for y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know the vibes. Rest in peace, Scar Valentine. We here in the streets, party people. We here. Shout out to Queens, man. Early in the morning with these juices. Now, we touching up on the Murder Inc. situation. We had to touch on some situations before we got here, so we can be very well versed. Before the disrespect, let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest here. It's no more, I don't gotta call you all type of sucker niggas. Everything explains it for itself. I seen dudes in jail at their worst do the worst. Those that didn't have integrity, those that wasn't strong enough to do without. I seen dudes do the worst. I ain't never watched nobody pots up north because I couldn't eat. I don't know how to do that. I was never spick and span. I never cooked for nobody up north because my family wasn't sending me conversation. There's nothing wrong with dudes that did it. But there's some dudes that did it because they became dudes, son doers. Yo, get the pots. Yo, go get my slippers. Yo, son. Go in my box and get two, 3 Newports and bring it to the poker table. I was never that type of dude. I wasn't a cutter. I wasn't a killer. I wasn't doing none of that shit. I was just a nigga that stood on something. Sad sight. But it was real niggas. But it tell you in the street how real they are. And they made it cut a couple of good niggas, made a shot of nigga. But when it came to some pressure, they didn't know what to do. I respect the nigga up north that when mommy stopped writing and baby moms leave, he becomes the man that create arts and crafts. Man, fuck that. I respect the nigga that, fuck that, I'm getting a job at a mess hall, I'm gonna start making moves. I respect those. I don't respect those that do frivolous shit for the bag. And that's a case that came from that. So before you use something to anybody, anything, you gotta look at yourself and go, how the fuck you can never call nobody a rat if you physically did their paperwork. Bam. In the words of the young boys, glah, glah, glah. You did a man's paperwork. How you call him a rat when he leave jail, bro? You supposed to call him a rat then. Yo, you told. Oh. I'm not even saying you was scared. You was just a needy nigga. And you was willing, when niggas told you he told, you sat and argued with niggas in those yards. Salute, ghetto intellect. You went and argued with niggas in those yards. You know, yo, your man, I think this, I heard son talk. Man, he ain't tell I did this paperwork. Clah, clah, clah. Watch these niggas that talk about they real niggas. Your definition of a real nigga is what you go through doing adversity. Remember that. What you go through doing adversity. How you come out of it. You're either gonna suck a dick or you're gonna go, I'm gonna find my way. But one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not washing nobody's fucking pants. I'm not cooking nobody's summer sausage. I'm not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Nigga, I'm going in the mess hall, I'm gonna find my way. I lived in a life of crime, nigga. When you're in a life of crime, you don't need nobody for nothing. I went to jail, my commissary was stacked and fact. I didn't have to write nobody and cry. I had to go, yo, I didn't get a pink slip. My pink slip was rolling like I hit the lotto, nigga. Exactly. And I wasn't cutting nothing, chasing nothing around. None of that. I'm the same smooth nigga I'm right now, bro. And you just remember that. Just word the wise, man. Before you speak and talk irrationally, think about the shit you're saying out your mouth. You cannot speak on rats if you did somebody who you came out and said ratted paperwork. What in the special what is that? Bendito. Bendito. Yo, he's telling. I couldn't tell him I was doing this paperwork because I needed his money. And you stood by feeling like you was doing a real nigga paperwork. Probably walked around like you was a girl. And you walking around with the swag. Niggas big Nuke. You know Nuke. Nuke from the Wild Bunch. That's my man, yo, Nuke. You telling niggas, yo, Nuke know who I am. That's what you niggas do. Come on, bro. That's what niggas do. Yeah, so let's look at the big chain on. He getting the visits. He got the girls coming. That's my man. Yo, he's a real nigga, Z, because he'll fight you and go gun for gun. Beat Cletus. You should have did that with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You see this paperwork, you should have slapped the shit out of your son. You tell it, but you was a needy nigga. So you put everything to the side to be a needy nigga. And since now you see him driving his cars, and you see him jumping out on Ocean and Bergen, and he's doing what he's doing, now you're a rat, because he ain't send you $2. Because whatever he has you do, just clear his name for when somebody calls him a rat. Yo, look at my paperwork. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Bing, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. In the words of the young niggas, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's like I gotta talk to you like you a little nigga. I gotta do all this stupid shit. Because you don't get it. I gotta do all this dumb shit. I gotta get sturdy on you. All you did was produce whatever you did for him. So when somebody accused him of being a rat, look, this is a legal document right here. Even if they denied his document, even if the court denied it, which they did, he did over 30 years in jail. You know what I'm saying? Yo, look, I ain't get the fuck out of here, son. Look, my paperwork. Wow, son, I seen this paperwork. But in the state's not like the feds. So you get away with this shit unless somebody really is in depth in getting your paperwork. Only the feds really stress you for that shit when you come through. The state depends if niggas is on your dick, they play the room again. Unless somebody has the legal document and able to expose who you are. Hell yeah, they got discipline. At that time, in that era, all day. He wouldn't have got away with that shit. At that time, nah. And he know that. So, now we go into the content, man. Shout out to Brooklyn, Maine. Shout out to everybody in the building. We just have to touch up on some insecurities out there on the internet. You know what I'm saying? There's some insecurities. Because we have to be fair, right? We have to be fair. I don't care when the motherfuckers do. But when you get a rational think before you talk, you can't take back your actions, nigga. Those are your actions. Just sell it. What? You know what I'm saying? Now you have to ride around and now you're gonna be irrational, you know, fuck him, and Son, you got real niggas, you got real comedians, and he's a real comedian. I don't know about the real nigga shit because I don't know him. I can't give him that step because him doing the nigga paperwork that ratted takes him away from that. That takes away from fear. That means you were scared to say he was a. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to say you was scared, so I'm just gonna say you was a needy nigga and you put all your principles and morals to the side for some cookies, some Mac Jack Mac. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna put you in another geographic. That's how real this is, you see? That's how fair it would be. But you're the type of nigga that I look at that for a bag of dope, you'll suck a dick in the bathroom. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it tormented. Do not get me wrong. No integrity in jail fits that description. A nigga that do anything strange for a little bit of change. Real niggas don't wash pots, nigga, for niggas up north. Real niggas. You know what I'm saying? Real niggas is just. Because I know niggas that won't work for niggas. Certain niggas. Man, I can't work for a nigga. Why? He's soft. I know. My man said, yo, my man said he'll give me half the block. He said, I can't fuck with this nigga. I said, why? Because he's soft, see? I said, yo, son, he'll give you half the block. He said, y'all got it. Zeke, I can't attach my name to this nigga, Zeke, because he's soft. And I was like, damn, son, that takes a lot of principles. When you're pushing aside a potential $70,000 to $80,000 a week because you feel like that nigga's soft, man. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But son who said that, he good money. He didn't need him. He wanted to attach his name to me, nigga. I'm not trying to attach my name to him. Fuck is you talking about? He gonna feed me and he gonna send me to hell. I'm gonna be the one that he gonna think I'll jump out the window for him. He think I'm gonna be S1, SW1 and catch these cases for the nigga. He think I'm gonna be the one that when somebody punch him in the mouth, I'm supposed to get mad. Get the fuck out of here. See, that's what you sign up with when you have no integrity. Integrity. You know what I'm saying? That's the word integrity, right? So think about the things that you say out your mouth. You shot yourself. Boom. Clah, clah, clah. Back to the content. Mason Pop Lottie situation. It's wicked because the Mason Pop Lottie situation, they make it sound like it's over a chick with Baby Maine and Leslie was the Baby Maine and allegedly somebody cut somebody and somebody died. The weird part about this shit is that Mace, remember they first said Mace left Harlem because of the whole Baby Maine situation. But listen to Mace now, he's saying he left Harlem because of Diddy and the bullshit that Diddy was doing, so his only way out technically was God. Get a new contract and said, fuck you, nigga, I'm going to Jesus. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So now, the stories that we heard about the whole Baby Maine thing, him and Baby Maine may have had beef over a chick, but I don't think it was to the point where, who knows what Pop Lottie beef really was with Baby Maine. Remember, Baby Maine was on his blood shit, his street shit. Baby Maine did come home and shut his projects down. He came home telling niggas what they couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? What they couldn't do in the projects. You don't know what personal issues. You know you got Fifth Avenue, then you got Lenox Avenue. Them niggas on Lenox ain't Fifth Avenue niggas. Those is West Side niggas. So you got to keep in mind. We don't know the issue that was going on between them Lincoln niggas and them niggas on Lenox. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Lincoln, depends on what side of Lincoln you on. You are on the east side. Then there's another part of Lincoln that puts you on the west side. No, Lincoln is the east side. Lenox Terrace is the west side. Now you're going to Lenox Terrace, right? That's the west side. Because that's Fifth and Lenox. Whatever issues they had in Lincoln with some dudes on Lenox, that's what I think. Whatever beef he had with Pop Lottie, that might have been that. But when Baby Maine came home from the penitentiary and started telling dudes in them projects what they could do and what they can't do, that might cause a lot of animosity. You know what I'm saying? A couple of good names that he told them what they could do and what they couldn't do in those projects. He got the bag, he started getting the bag, so of course dudes are going to be upset. They got a lot of anger going on because people whispering. He got cheese lines of hair on. He's outside flashing, pretty splashy. He got meat coats on outside, throwing them on the floor. You got some dudes that begin to whisper. Remember, he's not messing with regular chicks. He's messing with the same chicks. They're going to the same clubs. Remember, back then, the rapper still wasn't that nigga. The hustler still was. Baby Maine going to the same clubs as Mace. They got the same broads. They popping bottles. They buying bars out. So, I'm pretty sure his beef with this rap nigga, he wasn't threatened. I don't think Baby Maine was threatened by him. What up was poppy, Tommy D was good. I don't think the man was threatened. Me personally, I don't think the man was threatened. You gotta be funky, you gotta be fair, you gotta be righteous. But this information now with the Fario situation gives us some clarity that, nigga, you didn't even leave Harlem because of Maine. You left Harlem because of Puff. And listening to the Young Guns and everybody speak about Puff, even a portion of K-Bone's interview, you know, new rap generation, the Young Guns from Wild. Puff behind the scenes is a dangerous motherfucker. So I believe Mace when Mace said when he went to Puff crib and there was a couple of niggas he was warm with in the street was sitting on Puff couch. I believe that shit. Because Puff was somewhat attached to the streets. And they're gonna say, oh, because his father, da 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 da. No, Puff created his own strength. Y'all fail to realize this. Puff created his own strength. His mother's from Harlem. His mother's friends is from Harlem. So he was always cool with Harlem niggas, even though he grew up in Mount Vernon. So when his mother would come around Harlem to hang out with Auntie and Cuzzo, who you think Puff ran around with these niggas' kids? You know what I'm saying? Loon and the rest of them, they all was one big happy family. Remember, Puff used to live in Esplanade Gardens. So when Mama Duke came back and went to go see Auntie or Lou's cousin, yeah. Puff still grew up in a portion of Harlem, a generation of Harlem. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Golden Shares. It's always been weird. So somebody puts it out there, that's a rapper. Yo, the baby man, and everybody came up with these conclusions, these conspiracy theories, these logics, these scientific facts. But all it wasn't even like that. You know what? You know I'm happy Golden Shares is in there. There's a portion of Spanish Harlem that don't leave past 110th Street. There's a portion of Spanish Harlem that don't know nothing about what the fuck Baby Man was doing uptown in Lincoln. That don't go as far as Wagner Projects. But you have to been outside to notice. Tav is considered black. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, tell me, people they consider that shit black. Lincoln, Lehman, black. But it's mixed, black and Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. But that's just the geographics of our areas. Salute. Ivy Hill. You know what I'm saying? Be in the building, man. Be in the building. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Y'all waking up this morning to this shit. Like, oh shit, Zeke is up. I just had to touch on some things. And now we get into the content. Definitely. But so I think, because think about it. A lot of people, Mace was a basketball player. He wasn't on the block taking millions. Right? He can admit that. From what his story is. He's just been a rapping nigga, a cool nigga. And now, listen to Mace. Mace sound like he ran with Puff. He was more closer to Biggie than Puff. Biggie taught him the game. Biggie taught him contracts. Biggie taught him how to rhyme and rap. He used to go to the store for Biggie. So now I'm wondering, was Mace originally Biggie's artist and Puff snatched Mace up? Because if you did, because Mace saying Puff didn't want him around Biggie, that sounds crazy. So it sounds, because think about it. He didn't sign Mace, but he signed Cam, which was his man. This is out of Mace murder mouth, man. Let me see what I got. This is out of the words out of his mouth. Shout out to Brooklyn Maine Entertainment. This man was working as a podcast. You already know podcast. Hold on, let me see if I can get this one right. I saw that nigga ran on stage and I was like, yo. Hold on. Hold on. I wanted to learn Brooklyn Maine Entertainment. Like how to be a great artist. I didn't just want to be in and waste some people's time. I wanted to be a great artist. And he gave me that opportunity. And Puff never wanted me around Big. See? You heard it first, on stage, bro. Because Big gave me all the game. Yeah, I know. Big told me how to get money. Big told me how to set up my contract. So I gotta give it up. So one day, I gotta do something crazy for his children because he helped my children. Word. And tonight, Mace Mouth 2 weeks ago, Brooklyn Wingate Park. Shout out to Brooklyn Main Entertainment. You already know podcast. Shout out to Brooklyn. That's Mace words. On stage in Brooklyn, Wingate Park. You know Crown Heights. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to my Crip niggas, my folk niggas over there in that territory. Marcus Garvey Village, Riverdale Towers. We here, party people. Brookdale Hospital, Kings County, Brooklyn Hospital. What are we talking about now? Now we here, Brooklyn. Shout out to my man Smitty Blow Dollars. Go follow. We here in these streets. We here in these streets right now. Now we here in these streets. And St. Jones is popping. We here in these streets. This is where we at now. Mason out his mouth. On stage. Shout out to Brooklyn Main Entertainment 718-718. That's classic content right there. On stage. Yo, boom, 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 boom. Big. He said big. He said Mace Puffy didn't want. Biggie basically told him how to get out the fucking gate. To get away from this nigga, that's what he did. And the consequences of Mace getting away from Biggie, from Puff, boom, see? You're breaking it down now. It makes sense. That's not the story that we was fed, though. See what you just said? Ivy Hill Apartments, Mace was under the Brooklyn cats. Big, Unrevealed, and Jacob York. We never heard that story before. We always heard how Mace and Puffy and Harlem and Now the truth is coming out. Biggie was really fucking with the Harlem niggas. Yeah, because I think he asked for his money for that video, Horse and Carriage, right? I think they called it beef over horse and carriage. Because I don't think Mace wanted to be in it. Some shit about horse and carriage. But one of the dumbest beefs in hip hop, I would have to say is, because that's one of Cameron's back then. That was one of his hits. Or Thief, that song, Thief 57 was popular and all that. But Horse and Carriage, that one's vital. You know what I'm saying? At a time when, now that we have a chance to be well versed, some of you guys are up. It was a time when Biggie Smalls was getting his own record deals out during the time of his first album. And I think I don't know behind the scenes how Puff was taking that, but Puff had nothing to do with Undies Entertainment. He had nothing to do with the Big Beat situation, Atlantic Records with Junior Mafia. Remember that? Junior Mafia, Get Money, that shit went off to the roof. That's a multi-platinum single. Radio play. It created the Junior Mafia. Remember? It went to the roof. Junior Mafia was at least double platinum, I believe. That's just on Big Beat Atlantic. That's one record deal that Biggie and Un had in his little team. We're not even talking about the Epic, was it Epic Records? When he had Cameron, Charlie Baltimore, they got like over $20-30 million. At the same time, when exactly at the same time, we're being well versed here, party people. Just being well versed here. At the same time, when Puffy is still doing Bad Boy, this guy right here, he's my competition in New York now. This is his competition. His competition in New York at that time was Biggie. Jay had his first album. Remember, we're talking about a time when Jay had Reasonable Doubt. Reasonable Doubt was in the streets. We're talking about a time when we went to the club and we was dancing to Foxy. Nobody, let me tell you something, man. That's the only female rapper I ever see go toe-to-toe with Jay in any track. When the song and her, those was club bangers. Back then, what they rocked in the club is what made you as an artist. That's what the mixtape DJs played on the radio. That song, that Foxy, they was playing that song more than any other Jay-Z song at that time. The song with Foxy Brown. that went to the roof. They played other Jigga songs, but the rest of Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt was driver music, that hustler music. Drive around with the, that's what dudes was pulling up with the cars, with the good music and the Jay-Z, to have Jay-Z in the cassette. It was the time when you had Jay-Z, Camp Lo, remember the Camp Lo? Wu-Tang, you know, Wu-Tang was popping. That time in hip-hop. Nas, Represent, Life's a Bitch, But Then You Die. Remember all that ever. That time in hip-hop, that time in the streets. Oh, man. Puff and Biggie, money-wise, if not wasn't equal, it was close. But it's competition now. So now when we sit back and go, how come Biggie didn't have no more music? Because Biggie didn't want, maybe Biggie didn't want to rap no more. I Am an Executive. Junior Mafia went, I think, double platinum. Y'all could Google this shit when records cost $20. That was my joint. When I went to the Freaknik, that was the year shit was popping. When I had the Camp Lo joint, Wu-Tang just dropped their second album. And I'm gonna tell you something. Wu-Tang's second album was a classic. But what killed them, what dropped them out was that Biggie died and they put out the double album, double CD, and that shit went to the fucking moon. But I'm gonna tell you about Puff. That album, No Way Out, he put it out, that shit was going nowhere. Record sales was nowhere. It was called Goodfellas. When Biggie died, he went back, put a couple of good remixes on that shit, and that shit went, phew, it's a hit. That album first was called Goodfellas. If you in tune with that album No Way Out, he took that shit back, because the hottest track on that album at that time was The Benjamins. That shit was, and then Puff, we did the album, remember? With the Every Breath You Take and all the remixes that he put on it, Busta Rhymes on it, and then that shit went to the moon. So he recreated an album. The only difference was he didn't have no new Biggie vocals. I'm an executive, I'm not rapping no more. And that's when Biggie life was in danger. And that's when Biggie life was in danger. He said, like, I feel like niggas want me dead. He didn't have to go to LA, but this ain't me to have a conspiracy theory. Biggie didn't have to go to LA, bro. But he did it. Had he said no, Biggie might be alive today. But he did it. But he did it. Big took that from himself, and he did it. And he died, man. You know, somebody bring you to enemy territory, and they tell you that don't worry about it, we good, because my peoples is cool with these Crip niggas in California, and they gonna hold us down, and we good money, and we ain't gotta worry about nothing. But you're still in enemy territory. You got people that we don't know why Biggie died, but we gonna say, you know what I'm saying? That he went into enemy territory. And he put his guards down for this nigga Puff. And he died. And even if Puff had nothing to do with it, which I doubt, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say he did. But he didn't. But that's when that's the way when that mean conscience, like, yo, I put the pressure to bring a nigga out there, yo, da, 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 da. And Puff might have even said, yo, nigga, if I'm gonna sue you, or you know, just going back and forth. And they going back and forth. Big said, fuck, I'm gonna go out there to show love, to show that we have some type of unity. Because sometimes you niggas force that. Yo, I know I'm gonna go out there just to show that me and you don't got a beef. We good. But you didn't have to go big. You didn't have to go big. You delivered the man to his death. Biggie was good in Brooklyn. Biggie was good in Brooklyn, man. Biggie was good in Brooklyn. That's what I'm gonna say. Biggie was good in Brooklyn, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a man that just want to get on the hip hop. You got him caught up in this hip hop beef shit. You know what I'm saying? And that was the thing. Everybody wanted to be a smart. Like Red Alert. Red Alert was in people videos. Everybody, B.O. was in Tim Dog videos. It's what dudes do. That's because everybody wants some clout. You know what I'm saying? They want to walk by. Hey, it was cool. Even Russell Simmons in videos. You know what I'm saying? You know, dudes just want to show face who they are. You know. But Big didn't have to go, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is a lesson to a lot of y'all. And this is why a lot of y'all gotta listen to that. Stop putting yourselves in situations to show a loyalty. A lot of y'all dying at baby showers because I want to show them a real one. I gotta support my people, even though I know I'm going to tell it. Even though I know I'm going into the danger zone. Nah, I ain't got a die, son. I can't make it, son. I gotta tell dudes that die, son. Nah, son. I'm busy, bro. I can't make it, man. Yeah, I got fun. Dane can't. I got fun. That's Dane. Cause Dane. See, Dane. A lot of people don't feel for to realize, right? Dane grew up outside. He watched countless money niggas die for being stupid. Damn. Why would son be over there for? Why would old boy even go answer his phone? Niggas beep him. He don't know the beep. He going to the phone. Niggas start shooting at the phone. So he learned from this shit. Like, yo, I gotta be on point. I gotta make niggas come to me. That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make them come to me. If you ever knows how Dane move, people gotta come to him. He really go to anybody, bro. Because he watched how niggas died. Yo, what happened? Yo, son went to 145th, got hit. How'd he be over there for? Nah, his man's over there. Nah, son, I ain't going over there. Niggas gotta come to me, bro. They wanna do business, they gotta come to me. I'm not going to them niggas. I'm gonna go to like why am I gonna meet them at City Hour for? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck they gotta have out there. They come to my block, I know I'm good. We got the shooters on deck, we got some guns outside, and we know that when they come, they're gonna be leery. Like, what's up, bro? What's up? You know, you talking? Get your hand out of your pocket. What's going on? Keep your hands, keep your hands clear. What's going on, yo, son? Everything, right? I get the fuck out of here. And that's what people didn't like, I think, about Dame in the music industry. He was just too block. Because he see things from a block perspective, while these nerdy niggas start trying to play off a gangster character, gangster's weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep that in mind, man. Why you think niggas catch on, man? You don't put yourself in harm's way. Let me tell you something. Think about what I'm about to say before I put the content in. If Ja Rule didn't put himself in harm's way, do y'all think 50 Cent would be who he is right now? Do y'all think that Ja Rule did not put himself in harm's way to be a victim of getting his chain snatched? Do you think 50 Cent would be who he is right now? And the fucked up part about this is 50 Cent didn't even take his chain. You know what I'm saying? Putting himself in harm's way. A lot of dudes wasn't doing that. A lot of dudes are a little smart. I can't put myself in harm's way. A lot of dudes wasn't doing that. You can't put yourself in harm's way and just sit back and not expect nothing to happen. It was few from Golden Spears. It was few for the man. You put yourself in harm's way, and that's what happened. Most niggas don't want to be in harm's way, but that's street niggas. See, street niggas don't want to be in harm's way, but some niggas feel because they rap and they create this persona that they have to put themselves on harm's way. Man, I'm outside, I'm coming around. And when you do that, if you don't have the right security team around you, then things will happen to you. Somebody asked me the other day, somebody said, what was the weaknesses yes. What was the weaknesses? What was the main weakness with the 6ix9ine security Treyway situation? I said the weakness was the men that was calling the shots for their security was in jail. So you can't work that way. The men that was calling shots in that situation, for some of them, was sitting in the penitentiary. So that causing a civil war because you ain't answer your phone once. Say, well, fuck it, you a dub. Yo, son. Yo, you're the new contact, man. Yo, fuck this nigga. He out the way. He taking too long to send that money to me. And that created a civil war. Within a civil war that was already there, it just reunited a civil war. Exactly. So now you have to think about your security. So now the bag becomes the victim because the bag is caught up in the civil war. Well, fuck it. We ain't fuck them niggas. We going straight to this sucker nigga. And that's what happens. So now you're in harm's way. You never put yourself in harm's way. That's any boss that get money. You don't put yourself in a position to get shot in the face. That's not gangster. That's a real nigga. Exactly. Security versus security. That's not supposed to happen. When you tell somebody this, they go, yo, son, this is not supposed to happen. Troy Ave. Rest in peace, Stripe Gangsta brother. You got to touch on this, right? Let's talk about Troy Ave, another one, harm's way. You're beefing with a man on the internet. You're going crazy, you're going hard. I don't know what finally triggered you to go, when I see this nigga, when I catch him, it is what it is. But it's an event in Urban Plaza. So rappers is there, they're inviting you, right? This nigga's a blogger. So 9 out of 10, this nigga might be here. Now this is what I mean about niggas love me. I know if I'm in the building and I see you, I'm gonna hit you. Yo, son, that's who in the building, son. Such and such. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Put you on the game, son. Let me come through, son. He here. His niggas is here. We don't got time for that shit, man. Yo, know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if anybody loved Troy Ave or they called him and told him that Tax Stone was in the building. I don't know. I can't tell you that. Because my niggas that love me, like, call me. Yo, Zeke, yo, son. Such and such is here. Who? The niggas that I was beefing with last night on the block. Oh, all right. You know what I'm saying? Don't even come through, my nigga. That's what my nigga gonna tell. That's what my niggas gonna tell. Don't even come through, my nigga. We having a good time. That shit gonna go sour, bro. Like, that shit ain't even worth it. But then you got hard-headed niggas. You got niggas, man, fuck that word, son, there, son. I'm gonna fuck this nigga up. I'm gonna show the world I'm not scared of this nigga. A man died. A man died because you want to show the world you wasn't scared of tax. You were the one, had you not showed up and you was on the bill. And they would have asked you, yo, Troy Ave, why you didn't go to that show for? So now you shoot your way out, all that's just after the fact. You put yourself in harm's way. Who goes to somebody's block? Facts. Who goes to somebody's block and not expect something not to happen? Yeah, Urban Plaza isn't Tax Stone block, right? But he was there first. So now you're walking into, you don't know what the fuck you walking into. But you believe in the back of your head that this man's gonna let you put hands and feet on him. Or whoever he's with. But his whole goal of him going out, you know he got 2-3 good niggas with him. So okay, you did some real nigga shit in your eyes. Oh, you dropped the gun, I started shooting back, I had to get out of here. But you put yourself in harm's way. How did it help you? It got you cased up, it got you wanting to testify, you want to tell the truth. So how did it work for you? Fuck all the ratting and don't tell the shit. How did it work for Troy Ave? I understand it. How did it work for you? So you put yourself in harm's way and now the streets is a myth. Bendito. The streets is a myth because you put yourself in harm's way. You're not gonna sit and tell me that nobody ain't call you and go, yo, Troy, man, this nigga up man here, son. You know, ain't gonna have to get shot to die. Let's say you up on a nigga that hits you, just bust your head. There's a bunch of niggas that died. Now all of a sudden, the consequences is hitting them. The streets is a myth now. But you put yourself in harm's way. So now, again, you teach that dumb shit to these young boys that believe standing on somebody's block going, yo, I'm outside without a gun, and somebody spit on your stupid ass and blow your head off. Y'all believe that's real nigga shit. That's what real nigga, that's real ones. He got himself in that BS. Because the whole thing was, he was concerned about, because I guess he was on a bill or they invited him to come through. Somebody go, Troy, yeah, why you want to come? No, I just said, nah, I ain't got time to play with tax. I'm getting money, man. You know what I'm saying? He keep talking about me. And dudes would have respected that. Boy, I respect that, bro. No. A man died. A man can get his life back. Are you sitting around getting checks on the property, you laughing, talking about street niggas is a myth? Your man who died was in the street, was a street nigga too, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So now it's a myth now. So your man died in vain because you put yourself in harm's way. You supposed to lead the pack. You led the pack. You crashed. You personally crashed. And now you feel taxed to do the rest of his life in the penitentiary because you decided to crash. So you're not going to sit and tell me you never told before in your life. You're not going to sit and never tell me you got caught with some shit, police ask you about where the guns is at, and you ain't never telling nobody, bro. You can't tell me that, son. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that, bro. You hip-hop niggas is different. Because if you crash, you crashed. If somebody go, yo, son, now I see it was different. If I give you the benefit of the doubt, you mind your business, this nigga tax went up with 4 diesel niggas, they start raining on you, some shit happened, gun spark, a nigga die. Okay, yo son. But you put yourself in harm's way, and you was the biggest loser in the situation. Now they telling you look at 80 years for your antics, and now you like, no, it's him. He definitely had to tell on somebody before, that's a fact. Because there's no way that you're looking at tax like tax is something wrong. The biggest beef that you and tax had was an online beef. It wasn't even affecting your career. Tax was just talking shit. So it ain't the streets is a myth, the internet is a myth. But I forgot you were really a geeky, nerdy nigga, backpack rap nigga. Man defends himself, and now all of a sudden the streets is a myth. And this nigga, what's your beef? You went up for the pack? Did he went for the brick? What did he do? No, he been disrespecting me online. This is what real niggas is doing now. So you crashed out for a nigga a man who's disrespecting you online? I mean, niggas is laughing at you. He's a clown. That's why niggas banned you. You a clown. Nobody took you to the club, but we don't want you in our club. Yeah, son, I'm not crashing out. You're going to crash out. Why put yourself in a situation to crash? Come on, man. Please tell me, why would you put yourself in harm's way to crash? Is that real? Is that what we're teaching the youth now? When the youth go, well, teacher, it's inspiration, inspirer. How did this situation happen? Yo, I'm supposed to be a gangster. I'm a gangster. Because what happens is everybody tell these stories first, be gangster from the block, from Troy Ave, I've been Bed-Stuy, I've been Crown Heights, I know all the killers. He got some like 8, 9 killers. You heard the killer Ben. Yo, you heard of this nigga such and such. You know such and such and such and such. They always sell this package. Oh, wow, so you a real nigga. You, I'm a real. I'm sure you know my pictures. Look at my IG. I'm in the picture with this guy. And they go, that's my son. Yo, we was 84. We snatched the chains together. Right? Feel me? But then you ask him the question. Yo, OG, what's poppin'? You know what I'm saying? We see you popping, you got the chains on, you got the jewels, you got the songs, you got the flicks with the street fam, and you in the club with the chains on, with the Adidas suit, with the tight Adidas suit on. Peace fam, salute the Gun Hill Road, man. King of Gun Hill Road. You ask him, when the youth asked him, so what happened? Yo, nigga was dissing me online, on Twitter. Twitter, what the fuck is Twitter? He was tweeting every day about me. So I was upset. And he said some shit like, if I ever ran up on him with some niggas, some shit could go down. Who the fuck cares? Okay, but you're a gangster. I thought you'd tell us gangsters ain't emotional. Gangsters is real niggas. The niggas you just mentioned are either dead or doing 100 years. So what happened? Yo, I couldn't take it no more. I couldn't do it. So we was doing the show. Like I said, I don't know if somebody called him. He was at the event. So you must have known he was there. Tax was harassing me. Tax was harassing me online. He didn't come into my block. He didn't punch my brother in the mouth. He didn't crash my car. He didn't scratch my car. He was just tweeting about me, talking shit. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. He became jealous of Tax. Tax began to blow. And he probably, in his heart, he felt like he should have been where Tax was at. That's what it was. He began to have a hatred for Tax. For all that dick riding and all that rapping, and want to be like 50 Cent, and all the shit that he was doing, Tax made a friendship with somebody called Charlemagne the God. So for some weird reason, Charlemagne the God took the Tax and brought that nigga from the podcast to MTV. Now this nigga's mad now. So now jealousy comes out. Why are you and not me? Now you're the voice of the streets now. He had power. Y'all speaking. He had power. Why are you and not me? Let's talk about this, right? Talk about Tasha, you know what I'm saying? So, you're watching him grow. You're watching him. You see he's sitting down with Jay-Z. You know Jay, I'm sure. But he know the new Jay-Z. You know Jigga, my nigga. He knows Sean Carter. You know what I'm saying? He's in the offices, Rock Nation. They're talking situations. They invite him to the events. He's a different nigga now. He went from here to here. But he can't stop clowning you. But now you're personalizing it. So now you feel, I gotta get him back. I have him back. I gotta show Jay-Z. I gotta show Charlemagne the God. I gotta show all these niggas that think he's real. He's not real. I know you got. If you got the barbershop on, get that shit on the barbershop. I know you're listening at the barbershop. Get that turn this shit on. And that's all it was. You want to show the world that Tax wasn't real. You know what happened? A man died. And you lucky your stupid ass ain't died. You crashed out. And when the smoke cleared, and them niggas said, okay, we get it, we understand it, but you shoot in the you got a gun possession. You can't get around the gun. You picked the gun up, you started shooting. Even though it wasn't your gun, so, you know what I'm saying? You started shooting. Okay, we got it on camera. You're looking at this dynamic of the victims, we get it, we understand this in your life. So the only way to get around this is you have to tell the truth about this man, about the situation with this man that led to you shooting. Now the streets is a myth now. I'm not going to jail for Tax, but you created the situation, like most you other niggas. Y'all create the situations. You know, this might be one of the other realest lives I've done in a long time, man. You read about that, Sincere Jones. You need to read Sincere Jones comments. Jealousy is a motherfucker when motherfuckers see you winning and they don't feel that they winning. That nigga album went double wood. While Tax Stone is on top of the world doing podcasts, he's chilling with Jay-Z, he's getting that money off whatever he's doing, he's rocking and rolling, and you're watching it, and then envy comes into place. And you know what came into place? You wanted to show the world that Tax Stone was pussy. You was so mad, you was so upset, you was so mad. I want to show the world he pussy so they don't fuck with him and they'll fuck with me. Cause that's how you simple-minded niggas think. I'm gonna show them that Tax is soft, and then they gonna fuck with me because I'm gonna fuck Tax up in front of everybody. So T.I., look, he's pussy. Man, don't look, man, no, he's soft, man, don't look. I just whipped him out, son. You're not gonna fuck with me. And it didn't happen. Bingo, that's all it was. He ain't as tough as he say he is. 8 months later, Your Honor, how you gonna say it? Your Honor, I only picked up the gun and started shooting because I swung at him and shots was blown and the gun fell and I picked the gun up and I started shooting, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Did you and that man have a beef? You have to admit that. Yes. Was that a beef over? Did he rob your house? Did he snap your car? No. Twitter fingers. I was tweeting. He was tweeting about me. What I'm going to say is, man, who trained him? Who brought him outside? Oh, I forgot. He fuck with niggas that the only people they tell on is dead bodies. Yo, I never knew that scam, man. That scam, I swear to God. That scam, if I knew that scam in the 80s, I never called it a felony. I'm like, yo, the nigga I sold drugs for was dead. You know what I'm saying? Yo, son, if it was that easy to go, who you got the drugs for? I got it from Little Warren. Where Little Warren at? That nigga's dead. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I never went to jail. You know what I'm saying? What? These niggas is telling, so he gonna tell you his OG's dead. Yo, my OG's dead. Tell you, man, shout out to Troy Ave, man. Get your shit together. You know, shout out to Brooklyn. I ain't got no, I don't know the nigga not to like the nigga. I'm just telling you the facts. The reality of it all. All that to show the world that Tax was pussy and man died. And now you're willing to go, Your Honor, he did it. Because we had a beef on Twitter. How fucking stupid this sound. Where you come from? Are you from Silicon Valley, my nigga? You work for IBM? No, I'm from the hood. I'm from Crown Heights. It's bloody Crips out there. The bloody Crips. It's bloody Crips. This shit is crazy, man. But that's what they say. Yo, son, who's your OG, son? Yo, he dead. The dead people loophole. Yo, the OG such and such. Yeah, you know he got shot 8 years ago. Yeah, that's my OG, son. That's who co-signed me to these dirty streets, the dirty walls of Crown Heights. You know what I'm saying? See, I used to think, you know, shout out to Scheme, check out the Scheme too. When Scheme should go off on him, I used to be like, damn, one day I really listened to Scheme. And Scheme was definitely right about the nigga. His actions is of being a nerd. I'm like, nah, Scheme, you right. You think about this nigga, right? Who crashes out? He crashed out. In his head, he know he didn't win. And then he has to sit here and somebody gonna ask him, why did you crash? Because I don't want to show Jay-Z and them that this man is soft. Check out my nigga. Now, I've been on the content, I've been on the show for a little while. He wasn't trained properly. He wasn't slap boxing. He wasn't slapping nobody. He definitely wasn't. He probably was playing soccer. You know, a lot of good kids come out of these neighborhoods. Probably playing soccer mom. Probably into sports. You know what I'm saying? Little Troy, yo, Little Troy, you know what I'm saying? I'm a baller, shot caller, you know what I'm saying? Remember that song? I'm a baller, shot caller, you know what I'm saying? My way. You know what I'm saying? No choice. Come here. Smack him on his head real fast. Yo, relax. A little hyper. You know, you give him too much sugar, he get a little crazy. But I'm just saying the reality here. Now, I was gonna go into the commentary. I'm gonna give you a little bit of commentary about this, about why we actually did this show for. I put up early this morning. You niggas is up. I had to wake you up with something. Barbershops is open. I know you got the barbershop. Y'all listening to this shit right now. Zeke is a nut, but it's the truth. I do this for y'all because my whole plan is, in all reality, I'm trying to get on Spotify's playlist. I just don't want to be a nigga on YouTube yapping and yelling. And I do this and I love y'all. But I do this because I'm trying to go on the playlist on Spotify. If I'm on a playlist on Spotify, I can go around the world, bro. We could take us around the world, and that's what this thing's about. I want to be on Revolt TV to feed the wolves and be doing our thing. So that's the whole thing. I'm creating content now that's going to take us to where we need to go. So it's not about 20,000 views to 20 million views. It's about who's watching. Who's watching? So I'm doing this for y'all. I'm not doing it for donations. I'm not doing it for none of this shit. I'm doing it for y'all. Now, again, you talked about 2. You talked about 2, 3 iffy type of individuals. The jailhouse lawyer, Puffy, and Troy Ave. Talked about three iffy individuals. Talked about 3 iffy. 3. Shout out to St. Louis. Shout out to Wifey. 3. The jailhouse lawyer, P. Diddy and the Fan, Murder Mace, has some content. Now let's get to the actual content. Shout out to Supreme, Crowntv TV. I can't play it all because now I did all this goddamn talking. You know what I'm saying? But Urban Plaza is actually insured. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was in the joint, I'd have broke my. Those are the moments that those are the spots I need to be at. Anything can happen, but I definitely fall down the flight of stairs. I'd have got at least 100,000 because I know that Live Nation is insured. I'd have got me a check. Yo, I'm scared. I can't even go to a baby shower. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared to death. I saw my life roll in front of me. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna kick some money out for that one. There's a lot of money. Dudes is getting, one thing about black people though, we settle too fast. 5,000 to get that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But definitely shout out to the shout out to the people, man. But definitely get into the content now. Crowntv TV. We're gonna touch up on some things. You heard the Murder Inc. We can't forget Murder Inc. Man. The Murder Inc. joint is coming out August 9th. We did Supreme Team all summer. It's a lot of us is gonna touch on Supreme and his case. So I'm gonna give you a piece of Supreme in his case. From the deskers of Crowntv TV, shout out to my man Crown Prince and his narrators over there.
Like Crowntv, of course. I go by the name of Prince James. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully everybody is having a good day on this nice Sunday. Hopefully y'all had a good holiday. I wanted to do something different. This is something that I kind of been wanting to do for a while now, and that's dig up old cases and have another look at them. So hopefully y'all enjoy this video. This is the case against Kenneth Supreme McGriff, according to the United States government. Peace.
The jury heard the testimony of over a dozen witnesses, including 3 members of the hit squad McGriff hired to kill Smith and Singleton, and 2 narcotics traffickers, Terrence Terrell and Michael Todd Hardy, who engaged in wholesale heroin deals with McGriff. In addition, the government called to testify a detective who found McGriff's fingerprints on a number of items in a Maryland drug stash house. Notably, the detective found his prints on the cover of cassette tapes, one of which was a surveillance videotape of Smith that members of McGriff's criminal enterprise made of Smith moments before his death. The government also introduced into evidence text messages sent and received over McGriff's two-way pager, which he used to communicate with the leader of the hit squad about the plots to murder Smith and Singleton. The government showed that in July, McGriff was arrested with the tools of the drug trade, a loaded firearm and extra clip, over $10,000 in cash, and a bogus driver's license in the name Lee Tuden. Cooperating witness described McGriff as having a Chevy Lumina with a trap or secret compartment and registered in his Lee Tuden alias. Police tracked down the car, which had been impounded and sold to an unsuspecting owner in the years since McGriff had it. The detectives confirmed that it had a secret compartment and which held two items McGriff had unwittingly left behind, a balloon filled with heroin and an empty gun magazine. Following McGriff's release from jail on a parole violation in 1997, he began purchasing wholesale quantities of drugs, sometimes relying on his reputation to convince suppliers to provide drugs on credit. In 1997 to 1998, cooperating witness
Shout out to 8 Arc. $1.89 drop. Yeah, we're gonna do some shit. We got some shit for Troy Ave coming up. The streets is a myth.
engaged in 3 drug deals with McGriff, including the sale of 1 kilogram of heroin to McGriff and his associate Baby Wise, aka Timothy Jones, that McGriff obtained on credit based on his reputation, and B, the sale of 1 kilogram of cocaine to McGriff and another of McGriff's criminal associates, Green-Eyed Bourne, aka Nathan May, that McGriff paid for upfront. By 2001, McGriff had reestablished his criminal enterprise. Cooperating witness Terrell testified that he worked for a big drug dealer in Baltimore, Billy Guy, and that McGriff was their main supplier of heroin. Beginning in April 2001, Terrell began helping Guy, who at the time was incarcerated, operate his drug organization. According to Terrell, during a jailhouse conversation, Guy advised him that McGriff was very upset over the loss of 2 kilograms of McGriff's cocaine. This occurred in April 2001, when 2 of McGriff's drug workers, Victor Wright, Vic, and Karen Claret, Kay, were arrested en route to North Carolina. The 2 had traveled to North Carolina for McGriff to set up a drug pipeline from Baltimore. This was corroborated by cooperating witness John Reagan, who testified that McGriff had told him that Wright and Claret had been arrested with drugs on them. According to McGriff, when Claret made bail, he continued transporting drugs for McGriff to repay the debt he had incurred. Guy asked Terrell to help him keep the money straight while Guy was in jail, which included making sure that debts to McGriff were paid. Thereafter, while Guy was incarcerated and continuing after Guy was released on parole, Terrell was present during several wholesale drug deals with McGriff. Typically, McGriff had a member of his crew present and supplied between 500 to 1,000 grams of heroin at a time, and occasionally cocaine. At times, the drug flow would be interrupted because McGriff was nervous he was being investigated. At those times, McGriff would lend Guy money to buy drugs from other sources. One reason for McGriff's concern was his arrest on July 24, 2001, in Harlem by Sergeant Donald Morgan and other officers of the New York City Police Department. After a traffic stop, Sergeant Morgan helped recover from McGriff a loaded firearm, an extra clip, plus over $10,000 in cash. McGriff told the sergeant his name was Ricky Coleman, but he had a driver's license in the name Lee Tuden. The sergeant only learned of McGriff's identity when he ran McGriff's fingerprints and obtained a rap sheet. McGriff was released on bail a few days later and ultimately pled guilty to a state gun charge. After the gun arrest, Guy told Terrell that he was under the impression that when McGriff began serving a sentence on the gun case, Guy was going to be running everything. A month later, on August 24, 2001, Baltimore detectives executed a search warrant at a McGriff stash house, an apartment located in Owings Mills, Maryland. During the search, detectives recovered 731 grams of cocaine, 34 grams of heroin, 249 grams of cocaine base, a loaded Ruger in the bedroom dresser, $30,520 in cash, and various drug packaging paraphernalia. The detectives also recovered a firearms training certificate issued on August 6, 2000, to Lee Tootin, McGriff's alias. In addition, the detectives found a bag containing several videotapes underneath the bed in the master bedroom. McGriff's fingerprints were lifted from one of the videotape covers found under the bed, the bathroom medicine cabinet, a Regency hotel bill in the name of another McGriff alias, and a matchbook. In 2004, NYPD detectives debriefed cooperating witness Reagan, one of McGriff's criminal associates who ran a fraudulent credit card and rental car ring. Reagan recalled that in approximately 2000 to 2001, McGriff drove a Chevy Lumina registered in the name Lee Tootin. At McGriff's request, Reagan had a trap or secret compartment installed in the car. On July 8, 2004, NYPD detectives obtained a search warrant to search the Lumina, which had been impounded and sold to an unsuspecting owner in the years since McGriff had it. The detectives located old rusted traps hidden beneath the car floor, which contained two items McGriff had apparently left behind: a balloon filled with heroin and an empty gun magazine.
Did you know that you can make a full-time income from YouTube?
McGriff associate Wayne Davis produced a straight-to-video movie together entitled Crime Partners. The film, shot over several weeks in 2000, cost approximately $450,000 to make. Most of that was paid for with McGriff's cash, which McGriff stated he was getting from Baltimore. Reagan explained that they hoped the movie would make enough money through a soundtrack that Irving Lorenzo, also known as Irv Gotti, the CEO of Murder Inc. Records, was helping them produce through a record deal he helped them obtain with Def Jam Records. Reagan identified several of the tapes recovered from the Owings Mills stash house as behind-the-scenes footage from the film set. After the search, McGriff complained to Reagan that his spot had got raided down there and he lost the behind-the-scenes footage tapes that he was holding. Separately, Guy told Terrell that McGriff was upset that money he intended to invest in his movie was taken during the search of an apartment that Terrell recalled being used as a drug stash house. Reagan met McGriff through McGriff's close associate, Colbert Johnson, also known as Black Just, who Reagan befriended while the two were incarcerated together in the mid-1990s. McGriff and Johnson were best friends. They were like brothers. In approximately 1998, after Johnson's introduction, McGriff began renting high-end cars from Reagan, for which he always paid in cash, and the two became close. In December 1999, McGriff asked Reagan to pick him up at the home of Nana, the mother of McGriff associate God B., aka Chauncey Miller, located near Baisley Pond on Lakeview Lane in Jamaica, Queens, which is also known as the Lakeview House. From there, the two took a car ride to pick up a Range Rover that Reagan was leasing to McGriff. During the ride, McGriff confided that the Range Rover had been involved in a shootout. According to McGriff, he and Johnson had the Range Rover near a barber shop in Queens when they got into an argument with Smith and Thomas Baylor, aka Homo, over money. McGriff stated that Smith started shooting at McGriff, who jumped out of the Range Rover and started shooting back while running away. During the ensuing shootout, McGriff's gun jammed and Johnson was struck with a bullet. McGriff stated to Reagan that he put Johnson in the Range Rover and took him to the hospital where he died. The government introduced into evidence still photographs from a Jamaica hospital surveillance camera showing McGriff dropping off Johnson at the hospital. From that day on, McGriff vowed to Reagan that he was going to get the guys that killed Johnson. In the ensuing months, McGriff drove the streets searching for Smith and Homo. He complained to Reagan that he was having a hard time finding them, despite having people helping him, including Dennis Crosby, also known as Howbout and Divine. In 2001, McGriff eventually turned to cooperating witness Emmanuel Mosley for help killing his targets. Mosley, like McGriff, had a prior CCE conviction and ran his own drug operation in Harlem, New York City. One of Mosley's drug suppliers was Davis, who, as noted, helped Reagan and McGriff make the Crime Partners film. Mosley had earned Davis's trust when he agreed to kill a neighborhood robber who was targeting Davis. Mosley recruited Russell Allen, also known as Les, to help kill the robber, though the murder plot failed. It was Davis who introduced Mosley to McGriff on the set of the Crime Partners movie. When Mosley ran into McGriff at a nightclub sometime after the introduction, McGriff asked him to put in a little bit of work, which Mosley understood meant he was being hired to shoot people. During their initial conversation, McGriff complained that the targets were pressing somebody, which to Mosley meant they were shaking down an associate of McGriff for money. McGriff stated that Mosley would need a couple of guys to help him because the people they were targeting shoot back. McGriff agreed to pay Mosley $25,000 for each person killed, with the money divided among Mosley and the rest of his team. Mosley agreed and the two exchanged pager numbers. In the summer of 2001, Mosley assembled a team for the job comprised of Alvin Derek Smiley, also known as Al, Barry Mungo, also known as Trip, Russell Allen, also known as Les, and Clemiot Jordan, also known as TJ. Mungo and Jordan also testified pursuant to cooperation agreements and corroborated much of Mosley's account. Mosley drove with McGriff's hit team to Queens, where Mosley met McGriff. At the meeting, McGriff stated to Mosley that the men he wanted killed, E. Moneybags, aka Smith, Big Nose Troy, aka Troy Singleton, and Green Eye Bourne, aka Nathan May, were part of a crew that had smacked up and were trying to extort money from Lorenzo, so they had to be dealt with. Reagan too recalled McGriff complaining that Singleton had robbed two of Lorenzo's employees. McGriff told Reagan that Lorenzo was irate. He was running around screaming and hollering that he wanted to get the guys that did this. Reagan explained that by robbing Lorenzo's employees, Singleton had been disrespectful to Supreme. McGriff's relationship with Lorenzo was confirmed by 2002 text pager messages between McGriff and Lorenzo's sister, Debbie Lorenzo, in which McGriff stated, "I'm here for you and Irv Gotti no matter what, and my background is what keeps N-words in line. Never to f with us. Good night, Deb." McGriff also told Reagan that because Singleton was a friend of Smith's, he may retaliate against McGriff for any action McGriff took against Smith. Thus, McGriff told Mosley he wanted Smith, Singleton, and May killed, with Smith being the priority. McGriff eventually added Homo, aka Baylor, to the list of targets because he would retaliate for the killing of Smith. Mosley recalled that McGriff had several people helping him find the targets, including Crosby, and when he received tips on their possible whereabouts, he would pass them on to Mosley. McGriff provided Mosley with the basement apartment of the Lakeview house, where the hit team began staying for days at a time while they searched for the targets. McGriff gave Mosley a photograph of Smith to help him identify the target. Over the course of several weeks, Mosley and the hit team repeatedly went out looking for targets, especially Smith and Singleton. Crosby often would drive them because he was familiar with Queens and could point out Smith. At times, McGriff and Mosley would go out with them for backup. The text messages confirmed McGriff was communicating with associates, including Mosley, about locating his targets. Periodically, McGriff would express frustration that it was taking so long to find the targets and would try and rush Mosley by claiming he had enlisted a second crew to carry out the murders. On July 16, 2001, McGriff told Mosley that Crosby's girlfriend, Nicole Brown, called to report she had
fancy ads. You don't need them.
As noted, when the Baltimore detectives searched the Owings Mills stash house, they discovered a cache of tapes, one of which had McGriff's fingerprints on the cover. One of the tapes was a surveillance videotape of Smith, which NYPD detectives confirmed Brown had filmed from her apartment window looking out on 111th Road in Queens, where Smith frequently visited. The videotaping occurred over the course of several days in early July, ending on the date of the murder, July 16, 2001. On that date, the footage reflected that Brown had the camera focused on the truck Smith was sitting in as he ate a plate of food from a nearby barbecue party, at one point zooming in on his license plate. The tape captured Brown speaking on the telephone about Smith, whom she referred to in code as her and Miss E for E Moneybags, and providing back street driving directions to the person on the other end of the line. Records for Brown's telephone reflect a call from her home to McGriff's cell phone at 4:34 p.m. that day. The detectives determined that the videotaping ended at approximately 9:20 p.m. on July 16, 2001, approximately 20 minutes before Smith was murdered. After Brown provided the tip regarding Smith's location, the hit team assembled in the basement of the Lakeview house. They armed themselves with guns and donned bulletproof vests and gloves that McGriff supplied. McGriff sent a text pager message at approximately 8 p.m. to Rob Lyons, aka Son, who was helping him search for Smith, saying he was by Nana House, meaning the Lakeview house. McGriff and Mosley got into McGriff's Lumina, while the rest of the hit team got into Crosby's car. They had walkie-talkies in both cars so they could communicate. The shooters drove to the block where Smith sat in his truck parked on 111th Road in front of Brown's apartment. Meanwhile, Mosley and McGriff parked around the block within earshot. At 9:45 p.m., the hit team, Allen, Mungo, Smiley, and Jordan, shot Smith 11 times in the head and body, killing him. Smith never had time to draw the .380 semi-automatic pistol he had in the truck. A cell phone lay in his lap. Crosby drove the shooters back to the Lakeview house, where they met up with Mosley. The hit team put the used guns in a black duffel bag that they left behind. Less than an hour after the murder, McGriff sent a text message to Son confirming he was at the Lakeview house. Come to the crib, 12241 Lakeview. Then McGriff began sharing the good news of Smith's death with his associates. Just after midnight on the night of the murder, McGriff sent a text message to Lorenzo stating, "You missed the party." Reagan recalled receiving a call from McGriff, during which McGriff stated that Blackie, aka Johnson, could rest in peace now, and that the shooting was like the 4th of July. McGriff also told Reagan that they had gotten Smith while he was distracted by a cell phone call. A day or so later, McGriff paid Mosley $25,000 in cash, which Mosley then shared with the hit team. After the killing of Smith, Mosley continued to hunt for McGriff's remaining targets. This was confirmed by various text pager messages that he and McGriff exchanged. For example, on July 18, 2001, 2 days after Smith's killing, Mosley and McGriff had the following exchange about Mosley's team getting more money for going after the additional targets.
Those are the texts. Those are the texts.
The next day, July 19, 2001, McGriff and Lorenzo had the following text message exchange, confirming that the hunt for targets continued. Irv Gotti, nothing is over. Turn the heat up again on these bitches. Get the patsy eyes. McGriff, we on it today. Call my cell now. In the early morning of October 28, 2001, when Singleton was murdered, Mosley was with a hit team. This time, the crew was comprised of the two shooters who killed Smith, Smiley and Mungo, together with an additional shooter Mosley recruited, a Brooklyn hitman named Eric Moore, also known as eBay. Mosley recalled being in touch with McGriff via pager, which the records confirmed. Those records also corroborated Mosley's testimony that he learned of Singleton's location through McGriff and was trying to find Crosby to be the getaway driver. For example, during the late night of October 27th into the early morning of October 28th, 2001, they had the following exchange. Approximately an hour and a half after McGriff's final message, the hit team shot and killed Singleton outside his sports bar on Liberty Place off the Van Wyck. Mosley recalled meeting with McGriff to get paid the next day, October 28th, 2001, by the Pita Hut restaurant on 28th Street, Manhattan, which the messages they exchanged at 5:40 p.m. that day confirmed.
Y'all heard it. So this is why, this is playing a part to everybody getting caught up in the situation. You heard that testimony. God bless you. Everybody in cats get caught up in those, that, you know what I'm saying? But we heard it, man. And it's again, somebody just said it, Ivy Hill apartment buildings, Irv, Jim Jones, and Preem, male murder, the music person directing the street person. Yes, facts. The bags sound crazy. In that situation, right? You see, Irv Gotti name is all in this. So, it's not surprising that, this played a part to, that brought the heat to him. I think this them dealing with Preem. Just them dealing with Preem brought the heat, but just those wiretaps just confirmed a deeper friendship. Hope y'all, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is live action. This is actually Supreme's case. It sounded like Irv Gotti was getting, you know what I'm saying? And just know I was up north with Green Eye Born, and Green Eye Born was safe up north. He was safe. He had no problems about running down on him and threatening him. And you know what I'm saying? He got around that, directing traffic. You heard it. This is federal court. For those that would like to donate to the cause, I'm gonna put it in the chat. If you'd like to donate, you don't have to. If you'd like to. This is some of the stuff that you're gonna see on BET. You're gonna bring some of this stuff up. May not be all the way in, but I'm giving you a geographic of what they might bring up. That's part of their case. It's a situation with Preem. So you learn something every day, man. You learn every day, something every day. You know what I'm saying? Debbie, salute to Crown Courts TV. Debbie, find something legal to do with your lives, man. Find something legal to do with your lives. Seriously, find something legal to do with your lives, man. We just heard, this federal situation. They're reading it. This is the court transcript. This is the audio. Shout out to the narrator, Maylene. She did a great job on the narration. Very clear, very well versed. This is the paperwork. This isn't nobody that's talking and saying what they want to say. Debbie, shout out to Crown Courts TV for giving me the permission to use this content. It's deep. This is what's going on all summer long. I hope you appreciate the content. Debbie, shout out to No God's a King. Push that knife. Shout out to Unstricken Mentality. Shout out to Cloud Monsters. The Custers. There's a new club called Custers in Clubhouse. Check them out. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's true. Irv got charged. You know what I'm saying? He had to fight for his freedom. That's the truth. Ivy Hill apartment buildings. That is definitely the truth, man. For all of us up, man. I appreciate y'all for getting up this morning. This is on my mind. Other than the Kiyambo interview, I'm supposed to be doing El Chapo. 50 Cent's doing something on he's doing he's part of a podcast that's doing something about El Chapo's case with twins in Chicago. We have some audio on that situation as a case audio. So we're just all summer long. Shout out to Queen, shout out to Preem. And like I said, followers. One more coming out from Spoon. Spoon got one coming out. Lucas Steven. He has one coming out, man. It's primo summer. Get in tune. It's coming out next week. You see the thumbnail. Watch it. I hope y'all enjoyed the show this morning. Definitely shout out to St. Louis. Appreciate y'all. And with that being said, have a blessed morning. Have a blessed morning. And find something legal to do. The words of Crown Court CB. Find something legal to do. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way. Stay out the way. Stay in your lane. Don't stop crashing out and putting yourself in harm's way to prove nothing, because you're gonna crash. Stop crashing. With that being said, you guys have a blessed morning. Shout out to Spanish Harlem, East Harlem, where I'm from. Washington Projects, Lexington Projects, 3rd Ave, Lexington Avenue, in East Harlem, New York. You heard? Separate shout out to St. Louis, the west side of St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? Union and Page to be, certain locations. Whitefree, Southern Belle. Shout out to Queens. Shout out to Saladin. Shout out to the movements. Everybody out there. Saladin, Wax AP, China. I like the logo, new logo. 050 China Brand Move with the logo. That's dope. Mac Mean. We out here working, man. They're not working. We all have a purpose. It's a purpose. The voice of the people, the voice of the streets. You heard Mikey B and them that we're locked in. Shout out to Moshe and them. We just doing the best we can do under these confines and conditions. You know what I'm saying? We all we got. Remember that. We all we got. You can't unbuster a buster. With that being said, appreciate y'all. Feliz Navidad.